All right, guys. I just got through mowing. As you can see, all the dust in here. Man, it's dusty down here. Anyways, a while ago I told you I was going to take all those strings off and replace them. And I thought, well, that's kind of silly. Let me leave them on there and see how they wear. Now, this is one of the original strings right here. And there's the edge of it. So from right there, you know, it's the length of my finger it wore off. This is one of the new ones, and I was mowing in an area that wasn't quite as bad. Excuse me. I was mowing an area not quite as bad. There's it. I just added 2 more strings to it, and then the one that was broke, I added to it again. And but yeah, I think it did okay. I just added 2 more strings to it, and this one right here, it's actually laying over there on the ground. I hit a big rock about as big as my fist over there, and I guess it yanked that string out, but I could see it. But I didn't realize it, but when I tightened that up, I got that string in there, so I'm gonna go get me a wrench and a socket and take this bolt out and get this out of there. I didn't realize I had done that. But yeah, see, there's the deck and there's the string, like that. But it did really good. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these strings on here. I'm gonna take this one off, leave the rest of the strings on there, and I'm gonna add 4 new strings to it and just leave them all on there. And as they wear completely out, then I'll just replace them. But I'm just gonna add 4 more strings, new strings to it, and leave the rest of them on there. It did really good. Let me go over here. Let me just start right here and I'll show you what I was talking about. But they went to a shell pit and got a lot of rock and brung in here. And I don't mow over here very often because it's really bad. I weed eat. But see, there's a lot of rocks like that. See all this rock they got out of this shell pit? Where did that string go? It was right here a minute ago. Oh, here it is. Here's the one I hit. I think I hit this rock right here. Either this rock or this rock. And it yanked this one out. But as you can see, it was still fairly long. I'm going to take you up here and show you these roots that I was running over and this stuff that I was running over, and you wouldn't dare do it. See, I ran over this, and you wouldn't dare do that with a blade because there's not hardly any grass in here, and so I didn't even mow over here. It's just mostly leaves and moss. I love the moss because it looks good and you don't have to mow it. You see all the moss on the ground. But yeah, let me run you guys over here and show you this real quick. As we go by, I'll just throw this in the burn barrel. But it did a really good job. I'm having to do it full throttle, first gear. I'm doing it at 3 inches, and normally I mow at 4. But I wanted to just, like I said, this first time, I wanted to just really try it and see what happens. And it did a real good job back here. There's not much grass in here. I'm going to buy a bunch of shade grass and Bermuda grass seed next year and bring my rototiller up here and do a little rototillering in some spots and try to get more grass to grow. I got a dad-blamed armadillo, and I'm not up here enough to catch him. Look what he's doing. He's just tearing stuff up. And I just drove up on top of these rocks and used it up here. I hit this with my little ride lawnmower tractor the other day. But see these roots, how these roots are sticking up? With the riding lawnmower with a blade, you wouldn't dare, I don't know whose dogs these are, you wouldn't dare quit run over that stuff with a lawnmower blade because you would destroy it. See these big roots sticking up out of the ground? I ran over it with that, no problem, did fantastic. And I did catch up one of these 2 rocks right here. I did get into these 2 right here. I actually seen them, but it didn't throw them. That's just it. That's the part I like about it, is it did not throw them. It just bounced them around underneath there. Then I rolled over them finally, and they went out from underneath the deck. But this is my thickest and biggest grass right here in front of the cabin. It gets a lot of sunlight right here, and it did a good job, but I did go over it twice. And like I said before, I don't have any grass out there hardly at all, so I didn't mow any of that. Well, I'm gonna go have my wife get on the internet and send a thing out and see if we can find out who these little guys belong to. I bet their mamas is missing them. You guys have a good day, and thank you so much for checking in with me.